Alright, another weekend, another pile of subpar Dynamite 100 games, so let's get to it. Entering the enigmatic world of Dynamite 100, where basically anything could happen. Let's see, I think I played first 40 games, which means it's time to enter the red zone. Subspace. Your task is to stop enemy invasion, destroy enemy ships, and avoid being hit. Hey, where to follow? Alright, so pretty basic core idea. Wow, some of these projectiles are difficult to avoid since you are so big, and some of the projectiles fly in such a steep angle that they cover half of the screen. Everyone got a stream at the same time. Well. Sorry about that. So yeah, pretty simple, endlessly repeating score attack game. Probably, once again, copied from some arcade. From some arcade context. Oh yeah, that was an unwinnable situation. So it's just a matter of spamming X until finally the projectiles corner you and it's a game over. And this happens 5 times. Ouch. Oh, there is an auto fire, but it's a pretty ineffective one. I could spam much faster than this. But then again, would you really want to expend any extra effort to for playing this game? If the point is to relax and you have unfortunately chosen unwinnable, and you have unfortunately chosen Dynamite 100 as your game of choice to relax with, you might as well kind of half-ass it. Oh, nice. Collector. It's insulting to a game if you don't give your all. Yeah, but then again, considering the quality of the game, they do say that whatever you choose to do in life, you should give it your all. Anyway. You must collect as many space particles as you can in a limited period of time. Alright. Space particles. Alright, so it's the same control scheme as in many other games. You steer with L stick, you accelerate with X. Oh, alright. And the challenge is not running out of time. Alright, a pretty simple, inoffensive, reaction-based game. I don't know. I can't find it in myself to hate it. Inertia. Reduce enemy ship's energy shield and destroy the ship. Player 1. CPU ready. Go. Oh, what? Alright, bizarre control scheme. Also, the AI doesn't know how to handle screen wrapping. What? So, what the he- These controls are like the weirdest yet. Like you slowly rotate with R stick and pressing L stick up. You... Alright. So using the sticks is completely unnecessary and dumb. It's much easier to use the D-pad. Alright. Well, now that I'm actually in control of my ship, it should get a little bit easier. So I steer with the D-pad, shoot with X. Instead of one shot to kill the enemy, you have to fire it a million times. Honestly, I think the AI has an advantage in this game, despite the AI not understanding screen wrapping. Since it can aim much better than you can. And it also shoots at a maximum speed all the time. Also, the game over happens if you don't get it quick enough. Yeah, the previous game, it was all about sort of reacting and getting to the next particle in time. Well, I'm gonna try it again, since I'm gonna check out the timer. So it starts from 3 seconds. Ostensibly it gets a bit shorter as time goes on. Or maybe not. Alright, so yeah, now it's only 2.5 seconds. Now it's sub 2 seconds. Yeah. Oh, what the hell? It's a tie. It's a tie with the first place, but I still got second place. That's not fair. Kick. Hit the ball and do not let it fall down to the ground. For each successful kick, you get 1 point. Stream seems to buffer a lot. Alright, I'm not getting any dropped frames at least. I am streaming at a slightly higher bitrate than normal, so I wonder if that could play a part. It's at 3000 byte rates. Since the connection seems to handle it. I could lower it since this game doesn't really need a good bitrate. Oh, what? It goes through... Yeah, this is a broken minigame. The damn ball just clips right through me. So yeah, I thought about cornering the ball for some cheap points, but I suppose it's not possible precisely because of this clipping thing. I'm not sure if there is an escalating difficulty. Is the ball getting faster or something? So yeah, fairly anemic, physics-based, casual game. Pairs. Find 2 identical cards and clear the table as fast as you can. So this is a game for the speedrunners out there. Oh, what the hell? So, wait a minute. This game has an actual, like, ending, you could say. Oh, come on. What? Oh, it's... So it doesn't look like you can... Like, it doesn't look like you can actually fail in this game. You just have to... Get rid of this increasingly large number of cards. Oh wait, damn it. Victory! Well, yeah, that game has a specific ending, so you could actually speedrun it. But who would wanna speedrun a memory game? Especially with this memory, I think... I'm sure you could get better at these games with practice, I'm sure. Centrifuged. Your goal is to destroy the blue enemies before they reach you. So this is how it's gonna be, huh? It's really hard hitting anything. I wonder if there is a way to become better at playing this game. Or if it's just random when you hit stuff. Maybe there is a reason why typically in shooters your character is not spinning uncontrollably at the whim of all the physics. Spray. When you hit the wall, you are damaged. Shoot your opponent in order to make him crash into the wall. How do I shoot? Alright, shoulder buttons. Aim a kill him. It's back to the exciting world of Dynamite 100. By exciting I mean like barely functional. Did the projectile just glitch up? Yeah, some of the projectiles can bump into each other and they get stuck just hovering around. All right, you could maybe use a sort of a tactic where you keep the enemy sort of cornered pretty well. Yeah, if you position yourself right, I'm sure you could sort of stun lock the enemy into getting stuck near the wall. The difficulty doesn't really seem to escalate as much as in the previous games of this type. Like the pushing game, which quickly became nearly impossible. Like in this one the enemy shoots more frequently, but it doesn't really hurt you that much. Seems like a game about throwing tomatoes at a guy who keeps creeping up on you. Well, games are art. They express a wide variety of experiences people can have. You could sort of see these as people with the nose sort of pointing forward. It is a tomato throwing competition in an electrified cell in the middle of outer space. Yeah, the enemy's movement becomes more erratic and they start shooting more at you. But other than that, it's the same game. The enemy's projectile speed is also higher than yours, I think. Maybe it gives them more physical power too, to knock you away. Though in theory, if you continued this long enough, eventually the enemy projectiles would sort of knock you instantly to the opposite wall. But I don't know. The difficulty lies in keeping yourself entertained while playing the game. Yeah, for some reason in my mind I just saw a clip of this gameplay interposed with the clip from the Gladiator where he screams at the audience, "Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?" That's what it's all about. Dynamite 100, the game of instant gratification, where it can be quite difficult to actually reach the gratification part. But it is instant. It is very surface level. Yeah, this level is really putting your tomato throwing skills to the test. Like, eventually the enemy is just gonna be so much more mobile and aggressive than you. It would be interesting seeing if there is a limit. Like, if you went tool assisted and cleared these levels in record time and got to level 100 or whatever, would the values eventually like overflow or cause some glitchy behavior? Since no human can ever reach that point out of sheer boredom, if nothing else. I wonder if this is the furthest anyone has ever played this game. Yeah, I just recently woke up. What better way to start the morning than playing Dynamite 100? Starts the morning with a bang. Maybe that should have been the tagline of the game. Start your morning with a bang. 100 exciting games are awaiting. For only $200. Do I really have to keep doing this? Do I want to attain a mastery of this type in this game? Do I want to be the world champion in Dynamite 100? Like a few years pass, and then I have an article about myself in Guinness World Records. Akion, the uncontested champion of all the 100 minigames in Dynamite 100. With a picture of me smiling, with a clearly deranged look on my face. The eyes of a person who has seen way too much. Proudly holding his scruffy copy of the Dynamite 100. And the Guinness World Records spokesperson standing next has a sort of a look on his face bordering on sort of pity. Maybe a bit of sadness, if not even fear. Like, I'm sure if someone really wanted if someone really wanted to speedrun this, I'm sure you could fairly reliably trick the AI since it is so limited. You could devise a tactic to fairly reliably like get it next to the wall, keep it knocked back. If you wanted to really practice, if you had the dedication to fool a game that is not worth fooling. Alright, I think I'm just gonna give up. Alright, I beat the... This was twice longer than even the developers expected anyone to play the game. Almost twice longer, since I got almost twice the higher score. And there's 2 players option too. If you wanted to spray with friends. Ball Eater. Ball Eater. The goal of this game is to eat the green balls and avoid the red ones. The faster you eat the balls, the higher your score is. Reckon this could get a switchboard. I would be surprised. Oh, I thought Ball Eater would be a Pac-Man clone. But it's another of these track an object, avoid danger type of games. Well, at least it didn't turn into a hentai game all of a sudden. Oh, whoa, what the hell? Well, this one is functional. Very basic. I guess, well, the innuendo makes it slightly funnier than average, I suppose. So, points for that too. Kid was the record ball eater. Poor kid. No, I don't want to make these jokes. I'm just gonna move on. Before I say anything about... Yeah, never mind. Equilibrium. Your task is to prevent the ball from touching the borders. What? Alright, so you have an uncontrollable ball, which you are sort of trying to keep centered by gentle movements of the L stick. Reverse gravity. Double gravity. So yeah, it's basically just having fun with physics, as popularized by Half-Life 2. Double gravity and light winds. Relax. Double reverse. High winds. That's another... Yeah, well... Another stretch. But once again I was reminded of Final Fantasy VII with the limit break high wind. Double reverse and light winds. Relax. It's time like these. What? Ah, alright. So the grid is getting... The cage is getting smaller. That's a nice touch. It's a pity you have to play this game for... how many... That's like 2.5 minutes to see it escalate. Like for score attack games, some of these are just a little bit too long to really endure casually. Like something like this would be fun if it was like a chaotic fest where you are having really big difficulties around a minute in. But here you have to play for 2.5 minutes. Almost 3 minutes to really get to the point where things start escalating. Alright, see you, McKillum. Fall down. Do not let the ball reach the top. Once again, nice sound effects. So yeah, play the L stick about and listen to the annoying sounds. That's pretty much the game. Like I do strongly feel that quality is better than quantity. With Muso games, with minigames, however you wanna put it. Like something like this, it wouldn't... It's a basic casual game, but if it had like... If it had some way to sort of... keep it interesting. Like if you could customize the experience, if you had certain type of challenges, if you had any other gameplay mechanics that you could use to sort of elevate the experience with, it would go a much longer way than just this sort of a small glance. You could have 10 minutes of fun instead of just 1 minute with some adjustments. Strike. The aim of this game is to react to the circle that has changed its color as quickly as possible. What? Ah, so you have to sort of hold... What? I thought you had to... I really don't understand this one. No matter how I use the timing, I can't seem to get a single score. I'm gonna consult the manual, just in case. Alright, let's see what it says about strike. Press X button to select. What? That's basically the only thing it says about the controls. The X. If you spam X, it just keeps selecting those, which is a bad thing. In the immortal words of Heather from Silent Hill 3, forget you. Alright, so here we have Chameleon. You must press and hold the highlighted buttons until the time runs out. If you fail to press the correct combination in time, the game will be over. Alright. So is this like a David Cage game? Minigame? Oops. Yeah, that was on me. So let's give it another try. What? Press and hold the highlighted buttons until the time runs out. Yeah, this is basically doing a David Cage game, minigame input without the actual story, which I suppose is one advantage over a regular David Cage game. Like I remember in Heavy Rain you had these inputs where you had to hold down buttons. Had to hold down a series of buttons. And especially on the hard difficulty, you sometimes had like fairly challenging button combinations. What? There was a round where nothing was highlighted. For a second I wondered if that was a glitch. Alright. I was way better at that game than I had any right to be. Perhaps it was all the David Cage games which prepared me for this moment. Hunt. Only 2 players. Alright, never mind. I can tell when I'm not welcome in a place. Minigolf. Get the ball into the hole in a limited amount of time and hits. And you actually have levels in this one. I'm not sure how to influence the... Alright, here we go. So that's how you influence the force as well. Cosmic Golf. What's up with the square there? Alright, so it's just a wall. Never mind. Oops. Oh, come on. The first 2 rounds went so well. Now I think it's not going that well. Alright, it was just luck. Oh, you're supposed to do this in 5 strikes. Alright, so this is an actual, once again, a game that has a definite ending. You could speedrun. I'm not sure if my mini-golf skills are really up to snuff. Like, I still remember what happened when I played the Phoenix Games' Crazy Golf. Oh, come on. It was pretty close. Alright, and now this level. Oh no. Well, I got past that one corner at least. Oh, no progress. I'm gonna have to take a chance. Alright, I might still make it. Nice. Alright, never before seen content. 4 strikes. I guess it could be worse. Ooh, that's a nice... Yeah, I think I should make this shot. Nice. Sadly, this game expects perfection. I only got the last place with my lackluster golfing skills. Rally. Drive 3 laps as fast as you can. I wonder how this game defines driving. Oh, really? Alright, and I'm driving a Pinto, apparently. the smallest contact with the wall blows me up. And yeah, these physics are really dubious. It's like I'm driving on... Well, it's not like I'm driving on ground or anything. I suppose I am in outer space. This is a hover car. Wait a minute, can't I just cheat? Oh, cheaters never prosper. But yeah, I wonder how do they count the lap? If I could just go over it again and again. It is kind of difficult to turn around in this cramped corridor. Alright. So the only driving game is actually cheat-proof, it seems. How strange. I'm gonna try doing a reverse lap, see if it does anything. Does this game have a notion of wrong direction? Oh, come on. The best driving game on PS2. You heard it here. Realistic wall collisions. Oh, damn it. Best of all, it's a racing game that doesn't have licensed music, so it's even safe to play on Twitch. It's a win-win for everyone. Once again. Alright, so you can, in fact... So you can do a reverse lap. But yeah. its models are really simple driving game, and you can't do any sort of lap glitches in it, or so it seems. Is this that prank game with the jump scare? Well, so far the game hasn't had jump scares. It is like a prank game, but at least it's honorable that way. No jump scares. Slice. Unfortunately, it's 2 players, so it has nothing to offer to a single player. No. How many more games are there? I'm around 45, I think. Labyrinth. Get right to the exit in a limited amount of time. Alright, well that wasn't much of a maze. Oh, there's more. Is this the 3rd game in the Games Galaxy universe? Honestly, I don't know if there even is Games Galaxy 1. It seems like these are procedurally generated, and so it doesn't feel like they are pure mazes. It's more like they are like maze-like patterns. I don't know, it doesn't feel that hard. Like, usually the patterns are like pretty room-like. Have I found my hidden talent at last? Playing the Labyrinth minigame on Dynamite 100. Oh no. Like, forget about glitching. This is what I should have been doing. On you. What? What? Alright, so there is an ending point. Eventually you just die for some reason. Alright. So that's what I kind of mean with if some of these games are not tested thoroughly. Like, they seem score attacks which repeat endlessly, but eventually there's just some of the rules just don't work. Something unexpected happens. Might be interesting to explore with tool assisted, in tool assisted conditions. Maybe someday. Maybe someday if I do like an extensive review of Phoenix games. Who knows? I will get to the bottom of this. Space Dragster. The aim of this game is to reach the finish first. Burn fuel to accelerate. Drop used or nearly used tanks to reduce weights and get extra power. Player 1 versus CPU. Go. Make it as long as the God War history. Yep, well, people have a morbid curiosity for Phoenix games. So what, I just hold X. And then when I feel like I'm ready, I drop a canister to get some more speed. And it's basically a game of dropping your early fuel as early as possible so that you move faster. Nice. I am victorious. Mines. Identify which squares have mines. Numbers on the squares indicate the amount of mines around them. Where have I played something like this before? Oops. Alright. But yeah, this is oddly reminiscent of Minesweeper. Although this is like... What? Alright. I won the level with a single click. Except this is hexagonal instead of... What? Hexagonal instead of like a square, like the regular Minesweeper. So, was the previous game unwinnable? I didn't really find anything else there. Pink. I like... That's a really weird music hit. I mean, the orchestral hit is fun, but... Hey, Turbo Dog. Oh, what? Alright, unlike Minesweeper, you can get killed on the first click. So it's basically RNG if you die horribly. Once again, the stands above me. But yeah, that's mines. I think it should just keep on going endlessly until eventually you... Was that a recent Minesweeper change? In case you're not familiar, Dynamite 100 is a collection of 100 minigames. It just copies other game ideas all around the place. I have definitely died on the first click before. No, I think it's a thing in Minesweeper that the first click can never be a mine. Froggy. Well, this sounds like a shining beacon of originality. Cross the road as fast as you can. You can't go left or right. You can only move up or down. Come on, Frog, you can make it. Nice. 100% speedrun. It would be difficult since a lot of these minigames are 2-player only. There are a number you could try to speedrun though. Or at the very least do a score attack in. But I mean, I'm not sure if it would be really worth it. Yeah, these minigames are usually like the bare minimum that they need to be in order to be games. A lot of these games don't even have real graphics. Like, this is one of the more graphically advanced games that I've seen so far. I wonder how graphic the death animation will be. Alright, the frog explodes. But yeah, it's a score-based game. You just continue until eventually the game is too unfair and you die. River. Jump to the other side of the river as fast as you can. Alright. Starring our good friend the frog once again. And now I can jump sideways too. But yeah, isn't this what the classic Frogger was all about? Yeah, which came first? Trying to jump through the traffic or trying to jump on the logs? The Frogger clone that was on Games Galaxy 2 cloned this version of Frogger, and it was a really horrible one. Like in it, the hit detection was so bad that it was almost unplayable. Alright, a different death animation. Effort. Actually, just out of curiosity, do I if the time runs out, what sort of a death animation do I get? Does the frog explode when the time runs out? Am I rigged with a bomb? On other news, I started writing another interactive fiction game. I got a new idea, which should be smaller. I should have the time to get it done for this year's IF Comp. Oh hey, Nivlak, thanks for the host. Whatever happened to the competition again? Well, it's still there as usual. It's gonna happen in October. I have 3 months to make the game. Catch. The aim of this game is to catch all falling balls. Alright. Like I said, these minigames are like barely... They are like prototypes of casual games. The graphics are so basic that you more or less get the idea what you're supposed to be doing. Oh, it was a bomb, actually, not a ball. Wasn't there a dirty Atari game? Yeah. Almost all the games on Dynamite 100 are clones of something else. It's a lot of cloned games, executed with the minimum effort. For the game's credit, you can say it works at least 90% of the time. But is there really any context? Oh, well, maybe that's a bad critique. The original arcade games didn't have much context either, but in this one it's literally just you are a colored blob and you have to do something to another colored blob. Like, even simple graphics would give some sort of goal to the player. The aim of this game is to fill the table with as many pieces of your color as possible. Player 1 versus CPU. Ready, go. Wasn't this called like Othello, at least on some DOS version? The DOS version was Othello, I think. I'm trying to get some corners here. That's basically my advanced tactic for playing this game. Or any of its variations. Try to get the corners. If these games are not just execution based, they might be alright. Alright, my tactic worked. Although it looked bad there for a moment. Tic-tac-toe. Old classic. Place 3 figures in straight or diagonal line faster than your opponent. Player 1 versus CPU. Like, faster than your opponent. What does the speed have anything to do with it? Alright. Well, I'm sure glad I tried out this game. There was a puzzle similar to this in 7th Guest. If your CPU was too good, you would always lose. Strategy games and puzzle games are just a little bit harder to screw up. Yeah, that should be the case. 4. Place 4 balls in straight or diagonal line faster than your opponent. Once again, the game portrays this like an epic duel, like a western. Who draws the fastest? What? Alright. I am the master of connecting the 4. Gravitex. Drop balls so that 4 or more balls of the same color form a straight or diagonal line. Alright. Seems to be Layer 1 versus CPU. Similar type of a deal. It's better connect for, yeah. Of course they're gonna clone that too. Team CPU. Hey, don't you go wishing for the computer to win here. This game doesn't deserve that. Alright. I am the Gravitex master. Follower. The aim of this game is to make the yellow circle eat as many green dots as possible. Yeah, can you get any more abstract than that? You are a colored blob. You have to eat another colored blob. What? Ah, so you sort of... You get the ball moving with your targeting reticle here. And you only have a certain amount of time to reach the next green blob. Look, there's a reason this game isn't listed on GameFAQs. So yeah, I believe this... Oh, I got first place. This game was published by Phoenix Games, the infamous shovelware developer. But it was actually developed by mere mortals, I think. But for some reason it isn't listed on GameFAQs. It's a really obscure game. I found it for €5 on the flea market. Needs to 9 every reset. Even if you're down to the wire, you can't farm. Yeah. Instructions. The aim of this game is to capture all enemies' pieces by jumping over them diagonally. When a piece reaches the opposite side of the board, it becomes upgraded and jump over several squares. Another classic game, but it's been ages since I last played this one. My tactics might be a little bit rusty. Alright, trying to break out on this side. Alright, I should be unstoppable on this side now. But do I have to wait for this guy to make his move? Alright. So, wait a minute, I can only backtrack with this piece. Maybe I can't jump over 2 pieces by the enemy. Alright, here we go. Now I can jump. Although it does have the bad side effect that I will lose the piece if I do that. But it's my only option. The game is limiting me. Yeah, that's the only option. Get some more promotions going. Oh, nice. I unleashed my superpowered attack. Alright. Managed to beat the checkers. I barely knew what I was doing, but yeah. Strategy isn't allowed. Corners. The aim of this game is to form the same square with your pieces in the opposite side of the board. What? Form the same square with your pieces, so I have to mirror something. Player 1 versus CPU. What? So, is this like checkers again? Do I have to eat these pieces? I've never played this one before, much less heard of it. Yeah. Alright, it's like a very pacifist version of checkers, where you can jump over the pieces. It doesn't actually harm anyone. So you can sort of be a tourist on the enemy land. You can you can come hang out here. See the sights. Alright. Let me read the manual again, just in case. Which one was this again? Corners. The aim of this game is to form the same square with your pieces. So I'm just gonna try mirroring. Although it is kind of difficult since I am the one starting, so I necessarily have to break the formation. So you need to occupy another corner. So I have to sort of flood myself to this corner. Do I have to? Like, there's so many pieces. I mean, is this an actually created... is this a board game that exists? Or is this some weird hallucination from mere mortals? I suppose technically the strategy, assuming we have an idea on what you're supposed to do, the strategy is to speed up your own movements, to move your pieces as effectively as possible by placing them, since there are certain movement rules here that can make it faster or slower. these guys are completely surrounded here. It seems like the CPU is running out of meaningful moves. It's just shoving the same piece to and fro. We are effectively at a stalemate. I can move all my pieces in place for the decisive strike. Was it like 3 times 4? Did I softlock the enemy's brain? It still keeps on moving the same piece. Alright. Yeah, the AI... the AI broke. My tactics were too much. Alright, so that's the yellow zone done. I suppose we are like 40, 50, 60, 70 games. 70 games out of 100 checked out. And now, damen. Sounds like a swear word in a foreign language. The aim of this game is to capture all enemies' pieces by jumping over them diagonally. Wait a minute, this is the same instruction as checkers. Player 1 versus CPU. So how is this fundamentally different from the checkers? Except that it has a slightly naughtier name and there are more pieces. Oh no. Yeah, it's basically checkers, except even more of it. Kamikaze. When a ball hits the wall, it is destroyed. The aim of this game is to destroy your opponent's balls. Player 1 versus CPU. Ah, so it's this game. What? This was, yeah, I'm pretty sure this game was also on Games Galaxy 2. Not sure how you control the power though. Like L stick controls direction. Alright, holding down X gives me more power. Kamikaze! It's not looking good for my balls. Today was a very sad day for my balls. Yeah, I get the basic idea. It's a pretty common physics-based thingy. Race. Only 2 players. So I suppose I'll just ignore it. Pool. Direct all the darker balls to the holes in a limited amount of time. Prevent the white ball from falling into a hole. Did you finish up your God of War history retrospective? Yeah, I did the first game. It was I did two 1-hour-long videos on the first game. Yeah, they're there. Possible to watch. I started a bit with the next game too, with God of War 2 history. But yeah, it's gonna be a while. It's a large project, and I'm also having other things in mind at the moment. It's gotten quite good feedback. What? Oh, it's billiard. It's solo billiard with unmarked balls and a clunky interface. Well, it is called pool, so I suppose I should have seen it coming. I guess in my mind's eye I envisioned something more watery. Angler. Your task is to guide as many balls as possible to the labyrinth's exits. If all balls are destroyed, the game will be lost. Alright. Angler. What? Yeah, this reminds me a little bit of Nipster Hunter. This reminds me of whatever is the weird physics-based game for Game Boy Advance, the Kukurin or something like that, where you have to get through cramped spaces, wielding a sort of a rotating thingy. It has the same vibe in some respects. You have this rotating formation you have to guide through mazes. I mean, this game is finite. I'm pretty sure this game only has a specific number of levels. So you could actually beat it. Oh, damn it. Only one of the balls really matters. Alright. Just trying to get that one ball safety. It's good enough. Is this really worth it? A part of me would kinda like to see the next levels, and to verify there is a finite. To verify that this game is finite, like the mini billiard, mini golf game. Maybe someday. But yeah, I think it is finite. You could speedrun that game, most likely. There's like 5 levels and then it says victory. Target. Shoot as many flying balls as you can. You can miss up to 3 times in a row. So it's a bit like skeet shooting. What? Alright, so I guess the errors only counts like 3 missed balls in a row, and then it resets when you manage to get a shot in. Like, who would be doing skeet shooting in space with a large ball? Yeah, no ball is safe in the world of Dynamite 100. A lot of other types of geometric blobs have to be careful too. It's a completely uncharted land, this outer space. Yeah, that was a fun South Park episode. With the Let's Fighting Love song. So yeah, the difficulty seems to escalate in the sense that the balls become faster until eventually they are impossible to hit. You have basically one shot. Yeah, in the sense that the targeting reticle is slower than the balls eventually. Kid was reigned supreme. The same kid who was a better ball eater is also a better ball shooter. Ball specialist all around. The aim of this game is to form diagonal or straight lines with 5 pieces of the same colors. What? Alright, I think Games Galaxy had this exact same game too. And I don't think I really understood the game back then. So you can sort of move a piece with certain rules. All the while trying to not get flooded by the balls. Moving red squares and blue triangles. Yeah, this is the future of gaming. Like, instead of PlayStation 5 stuff, they should have just shown this. Alright. I'm just gonna get around into the balls. Not a bad way to go, I suppose. Alright, would you prefer for the future of gaming to be endless walking simulators with a self-serious tone, or cheap rip-offs of arcade games? Numbers. Place cells with numbers in a correct order. It's a sliding puzzle. It's a sliding puzzle with a really, really annoying button layout. It's like you use the D-pad to fill the void, so you kind of have to. It doesn't quite work like you'd expect. Look, I've had enough of slider puzzles for a while. Yeah, the least they could do is put up some nice pictures. Now the 8 is misplaced. Do I really have to do this? My brain is not up to this morning. Alright, that's the upper row. Upper row taken care of. Something's still not right, I think. Based on everything I know about numbers. So it's like 19, 10, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13 should come in the corner. So close. I even know there won't be any sort of a meaningful reward for all this. It's just gonna be a blank screen that says victory. Like that. Never again. Lights. The goal of the game is to make all cells bright green. When you select cell, all cells in the corresponding column. Oh no. Alright, so it's another one of these logic games where you sort of toggle stuff. how about I just randomly spam buttons until I win? Oh, the links are forbidden in the chat, but feel free to whisper it. Oh wait, why did I want to restart? Yeah, I have no idea how to even begin solving that. I'm just not up to it today. Basketball. The aim of the game is to put the ball into the basket. Catch the ball by pointing at it and pressing X button. Yeah, this is like the most abstract version of basketball you could possibly imagine. You're some weird blob who can toss the ball around. And you have to throw the ball through the basket. At least there's like a small graphic for the basket. And it's an auto-scroller too. So you could basically spend this whole time doing nothing. Even less nothing than you are at the moment. What about if you... Alright, so it doesn't work that way. You only get a... You only win if the ball falls inside. Alright, well that is possible at least. God of War would have greatly benefited. Yeah, the new God of War. Anything to break up the monotony, honestly. You just can't appreciate masterful game design. Yeah, I guess not. Playing all those Musou games has completely corrupted my taste. Oh, come on. Well... That's the time. Once again, Kid is the best of them all. Alright, I think this is like 20 games. 20 games, and then we have seen everything Dynamite 100 has to offer, or at least most. Marksman. The aim of this game is to shoot as close to the target as possible. Alright, so you are a marksman whose hands are doing some really weird stuff. But despite his challenges in being a sharpshooter, he's still trucking on. Like, imagine a shooter who's... Maybe he... I mean, it is a too precise movement for human hands. I can only assume it is some sort of a cyborg whose hands are just whipping in this horizontal and vertical line for some reason. Or some weird video game abstraction. But it just seems slightly more unnatural than the rest. Having a shaky reticle would be more natural than something like this. God of War only had one new game on PS4, didn't it? Yeah, yeah, seems like that. There, not even a high score. Well, never mind. Yeah, there was the God of War 3 HD collection, and then the new quotations God of War. Well, the series was sleeping for some years, until eventually they managed to reignite the interest. Ferris wheel, but it's a 2-player game, so I'm gonna skip it. Navigator. Guide the red circle to the exit by pressing X button when the circle's direction is the correct one. Do not touch any walls. Yeah, I suppose the rest of the trilogy is gonna be on PS5. So yeah, you press X when the arrow is pointing to where you wanna go. And you just have to be careful. Nothing much to it. This looks tedious, yeah. I think that's a good adjective for describing it. I didn't really pay much attention to the whole console release stuff. I was sleeping at the time. There's absolutely no reason for anyone to play this. Hunger. Like, I learned the Horizon sequel is coming. That could be interesting. Other than that, I don't know. I've kind of fallen out of modern games. I play one every now and then, like Red Dead 2, but mostly I'm more comfortable with these really bad, really old games that no one knows about. Eat food, avoid mines, grow as large as you can. That's like pretty good instructions for living your life in general. They are like deadly snowflakes falling from the sky. Or outer space, in this case. Or deadly shuriken. Deadly mines, whatever. Once again, my worst nemesis, the kid. Who is that kid? There is a similar minigame to this in D4 that has snowflakes to freeze the screen. It's coronavirus. Yeah, it could be. You had to avoid getting it in your eyes. Instructions. Make sure the red ball does not cross the yellow circle's boundaries. Alright, so the circle is moving around. You have to keep the reticle inside, or something terrible will happen. Perhaps the game itself will detonate if I do not succeed. With how much they were reaching for ideas to hit 100. 100 is a nice round number, but quality is always better than quantity. I hope they learned this painful lesson while making these rudimentary games. In before someone makes a leaderboard for these Dynamite 100 games. I read an article about a man who whistled for something like 30 hours straight. It was a new world record. I'm sure someone could do like this for 30 hours too. And it would probably be equally painful. How does he have so much air? I think it was like he had to whistle specific songs. He had like a few seconds of break between each song. Separator. I wonder if this has anything to do with old farm life. Move red balls to one side of the screen and green ones to the other, according to the background color. Seriously though. This reminds me of, there was a game called Maxwell's Mania, I think, on the DOS, where you had to sort of limit areas to keep, to separate balls. It had a kind of a similar spirit. I really don't want to do this. Do you hold me if I just give up on this game? Because there won't be an ending, it's just gonna be a blank. You win. Like always. Jump up. Jump over the moving walls for as long as you can. Alright, it's another variation of the runner game this time. At least it's not a what was it again? Was it a floppy duck or something? Popular casual game they just cloned at one point. I'm sure you could do a pretty cool runner game. But this is not it. Kid. No way, no way. What does that mean? Are you experiencing displeasure and discomfort? Fanatic. Now this sounds like it could be an interesting, like, politically motivated thriller. Ah, yeah, the music. Your task is to eat all white squares and proceed to the next level. Alright, here we go with the Pac-Man clone. Called Fanatic. Why is this game called Fanatic? What do the white circles... What do the white squares represent? Yeah, it seems like it's not worth taking those bonuses since they respawn instantly and they respawn dangerous. So it's almost not worth it. Also, the poor Pac-Man clone doesn't even have a mouth. Is this like... Does the game symbolize like being in a cult? You don't have a mouth. And you are surrounded by enemies. You have to do these ritualistic, seemingly meaningless tasks. You are trapped in a maze. Powerful visual language. Glow. Construct a passage for the water flow to the exit. Wait a minute. Is this a Pipe Dreams clone? It is. This was also on the Games Galaxy 2, and I recall it completely broke when you reached level 10. Hey Daniel. Dynamite, yeah, but it is pretty wet, Dynamite. I'm not sure if it's gonna really blow anyone away in the end. You know what? I'm not gonna debase myself playing this game, this minigame, in this game anymore. I've seen it all before. Meteors. Shoot asteroids and avoid being hit. Yeah, I guess we didn't have a straight up asteroids clone yet. How far are you into this game? It's like only around 10 minigames are remaining. I think I will check those out and then I'm done with the game. For eternity. Unless I plan to do the extensive review on it someday. Like, if I started to review games, it would probably be this sort of really bizarre, bad games. Double. Two players only. Bones. Make a bet and throw 3 bones. The more points on the bones, the higher the reward you get. Sounds macabre. Bones, so it just refers to these dice. Dice rolls. What? You yourself stop. You yourself stop the dice by pressing X at the right time. So if you just got 666 all the time, I think that would be the maximum score. But it is kinda hard to get with the timing. I can imagine all the people who played this game coming to the review video. I really don't know how many people have ever played this. I wonder if it's less than the amount of minigames it has. Alright, the dice rolling speed itself becomes faster the longer you go. Alright, so 270 is the maximum. Alright. Well, now we know. Starlights. Your task is to form a white hexagon in the center by rotating figures around the red dots. I can't imagine any store having sold this game when it was new. It's the sort of game I can only imagine existing in a flea market. Completely forgotten and forlorn. White hexagon in the center. No thanks. I'm just so done with the game already. There can't be too much of a good thing, and this isn't even a very good thing. Your green circle moves as a horse figure in a chess game. Collect all yellow bonuses and avoid stepping on the red circles. Yeah, there are no yellow bonuses. There are no yellow bonuses, and the game is kind of weird in general. So yeah, every spot you jump out of leaves a mine. It's look like the programming actually seems to work. Like, at least so far, there is a way to do this without dying. Although I'm not sure if these are procedurally generated levels or if they're always the same. Actually, I think they are not generated. So maybe this game too has a limit. So this is basically like a puzzle game. It's a puzzle game that actually seems to work like intended. So I can't help but be slightly impressed on behalf of Phoenix Games and Mere Mortals. Did you check out the PS5 show? No, I didn't. I didn't really check it out. I was asleep during the time. I read something about it on the Twitter earlier. So you could say I'm actually engaged here, since this is a functional puzzle game. It's still precursory, and the ideas are probably stolen from like various chess puzzles out there, but this at least is like a fairly enjoyable pastime. I wonder if this was a good idea. Yep, alright. Finally unwinnable. But yeah, this is the best minigame so far. Like, there's no competition. Had to go through 90 minigames to find one that was worth playing. Perhaps even worth finishing someday. Sorting. Collect as many circles as possible with the appropriate bars. What? Alright, so it's a bit like you suck in these balls into the tubes. Yeah, the slider. Like, maybe this is some sort of a development in the game's storyline. Like, most of the minigames previously have been all about destroying balls. So maybe now this is like a ball preservation group who is trying to suck the balls to safety before they go to some sort of a shredder on the conveyor belt. Oops. So we have evolved past ball destroying to ball preserving. Maybe this is like going somewhere. Oops. Yeah, maybe, yeah, they harvest the balls for sacrifice. There's just no... There's no safe haven for the balls. It's not good being a ball in Dynamite 100. Yeah, it's a flashback. Non-linear storytelling. Non-stop. 2 players. Eagle Eye. 2 players. Alright, could we get through the rest of the game in record time? 2 players. Yes, I'm liking the look of this. More 2-player games, please. Alright, and the last one. Save steps. Unfortunately, it's not 2 players, so this is the definitive finale of this playthrough. Analyze the sequence in which blue squares appear and guide your white circle to the exit. Analyze the sequence. Yeah, the last game, save steps. What? Well, alright, that's Dynamite 100. Thanks for watching. Let's see what I'll be playing the next time. Alright, maybe I'll give it a slightly more serious attempt. So it's basically like a 70s disco, except you die if you step on the wrong panels. Yeah, you just have to... You have to look for the patterns in the chaos. And you have to just run through the dangerous areas as fast as possible. This also kind of reminds me of one of the games, Galaxy 2 games. The reigns supreme in this game. I will never be as good as the... Nor would I actually want to. I'm guessing this is another finite game. Like there is a number of levels, and then eventually it just ends. But I mean, I would call this difficulty 2 like trial and error. Did you see it? Oh, what do you mean? Player 1 versus CPU. Missed what the last scoring guy was. The last game did, and then unfortunately I overwrote the last game. Ah. Were the high scores full of hidden messages all along? I guess there's no way to find out, unless if I just take out the memory card, I suppose. Alright, let's try to get to the bottom of this mystery. Oh no, I have to restart it to see the full high score. Well, might as well check it out. In case I never read it before, the back of the box says Dynamite 100 is a collection of 100 minigames in different genres, arcade, puzzle, racing and many others. The list is endless. Blatant lie. It's clearly a finite number, if it's already defined as 100. Anyway, play these minigames together with your friends or family, as numerous are available in 2-player mode. Enjoy the most comprehensive minigames collection. So this is the most comprehensive. There are no more comprehensive versions. It is more comprehensive than Action 52. Alright, secret message from the developers. The last game done. Alright. I half expected there to read the last game, dumbass. Ace pra bad lil dad. I don't get it. But yeah, I do like they did put in a lot. I do like they put in a small Easter egg in there. Man Ace I Sunjuk. Yeah, I guess that was the extent of lighthearted, humane little secrets in the game. The rest is just clinical boredom. The last game done. What about the first game? Yeah, it's the Falling Bricks that has the nonsense. Ice pra bad lil dad. Nothing there. Yeah, it's true. The was a pretty commonly recurring thing. Ace day bad hell dad. What? Dad got a high score with only 0 points. That seems like favoritism. Nothing there. Like, I wonder if these are actually... high scores by the developers. U2U, AUU. Since some of those signatures do repeat a lot. Meteor Rain. This is the Final Fantasy VII fanfiction game. So it kind of makes me wonder if Kid was some programmer. On the other hand, 300 is a suspiciously like rounded score. But with some games I don't know, it's more plausible with some of the high scores. Less plausible with some others. Yeah, that is, I suppose, Dynamite 100. Do you still have some favorite game you would like me to revisit? Or can I close this chapter in my life for good? Oh yeah, now I remember also the how some of the games had the comet. Instead of comets, you had comets. I will always fondly remember the comets. Pumpkin Bomber, Games Galaxy 2 maybe. Alright. I guess this is it. Unless I want to start glitching it. Something is just preventing me letting... Something is preventing me from letting go. I mean, I spent so many hours and played all of these minigames, enjoying myself. It is so hard to let go. But I guess we've seen everything. How do you even glitch such a game? You just have to find some game with slightly more interactivity than normal, see if some prompts overlap or something. That's basically what I would do. But yeah, there isn't much interactivity in general. The menus seem to work pretty well. Alright. Alright, no use delaying the inevitable. I guess I'll be going for now. Thanks for watching. I don't know if I should finish Stuntman. It's at a really annoying point in the game. I don't know if most mornings my brain just can't handle Stuntman anymore. It's too difficult. I could just move on to other random games. But we'll see. I'll try streaming some more in the weekend. So, see ya.